This is Ice Cream Gecko, and in today's video we're going to talk about weight loss, especially about my journey of losing weight. Now, there are three different steps in weight loss. It is at first, of course, the realization that you have to lose weight. It is secondly the planning how you are going to lose weight, and thirdly you have to pull through with the plan. That's often neglected as well. I'm going to talk about these things while illustrating my journey of losing weight, and in that I will show you the two methods that I used to achieve my goals. And in the end I will round up things with a conclusion about what I would maybe do differently and what I think about these methods and if you should maybe apply them yourself. Now, for starters, I was always a chubby kid. My entire childhood, my entire youth, I was always too fat, basically. Yeah, I say it as it was. I was too fat, and the weight was rising all the time. Sometimes it stagnated a little bit, but the trend was going up, even when I stopped growing. So at some point, there comes a point at which you are too heavy, and my scale at some point told me that I'm too heavy. It was at the point at which there wasn't a 99.3 or something on the scale, but suddenly 100.1 or 101.4, something like that. When the scale went triple digits, it really dawned on me that I've got to stop that. I've got to change something, because this is the direction that I do not want to go any further into. I will never be able to get rid of that excess weight when I don't stop now, when things don't get better. So I came up with a plan, a game plan, planning, step number 2. Now, the first plan wasn't the greatest, but it got the job done. I would say firstly though, this is not the plan I want you to follow. This is a bad plan. It gets the job done, but it's not healthy, and it has got the potential to wreak havoc in your body, in your social life, everywhere, through many different reasons. Now, what I would do is I would starve myself 6 days of the week, and I would have a feasting day on Friday. So throughout the week, I wouldn't eat anything. I was on the verge sometimes of blacking out. I would just eat like maybe one cereal bar, one slice of bread or something to just not black out. It was at that point sometimes in the initial stages. It got better over time, but the first days and weeks were hard. But on Fridays, every Friday, I would have a feasting day. A day on which I could eat anything I wanted, and as much of that as I wanted. It was great. It was the only way to keep myself sane, to not drift off in complete insanity, because in these starvation days, I was easily aggravated. I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't really sleep all too well. I could never sleep well. I still can't, but that was properly bad at those times, especially when you've got an empty stomach and it's growling all night. That was properly difficult. But on these Fridays, I would eat anything I wanted, and the idea behind it is that your body can only intake so many calories lastingly in one day, that it can't possibly ruin an entire week of starvation. And some might say, "Oh, this is BS. This is not true. You're gonna still gain weight by doing that." I've got to disagree, because I went from over 100 kilograms to 85 in I think 1.5 months. You can lose weight quicker when doing exercise and all that stuff with that, but I know that I'm not good with exercise. I can't keep it up. It's just how I am. I'm not good with discipline, but yeah, this discipline in that case, I pulled through and I made it. It was working. Now, it isn't the healthiest method, because, like I said, you get aggravated quite easily, and your body as well. It's weird to adjust. It is not the best way to lose weight. It is effective, but it's dangerous. And when you get aggravated very easily, of course, your social life can suffer from that as well, let alone if you are working a job where you've got a lot of responsibility over people or people's lives even, and you don't eat. Well, things can turn out badly when your mind starts doing funny things. So I can't really recommend that to anybody who even drives a car to work in the morning. I was taking the train back then. Now, when I was at 85 kilograms, I, of course, then stopped doing that because it was driving me mad. It was not good for my thyroid. I've got a thyroid dysfunction. It is less active than it should be. I take medication for that. And, when I went to the doctor and she said, "Are you nuts doing that?" And I said, "Well, I have to get the job done." And she said, "You are nuts. Yeah, you're nuts. You're an idiot." And I took that, but I got the job done. So anyways, I had to come up with something different. So what I did was I basically wrote down every single thing I would eat in a day. And that does sound stupid. And you may think, well, how is that going to work? You're not going to eat any differently if you write down everything you eat. Yeah, that's what I thought as well, but my thinking was that if the list is long enough for one day, my subconscious at some point will intervene without myself knowing and will take care of the problem. And guess what? It does. It actually works. Now what I did was I noted down the weight on top of each day. I took like regular A4 papers, like stuff that was misprints, like things that weren't printed properly. I took the back side, wrote down the date, wrote down the weight after I got up in the morning, and then I started writing down everything I ate in that day. And it did work. The list was very long at first, but it got smaller and smaller over time. And I did some things to counteract certain behaviors that would do. I would just not extend the list, but put numbers in front of like Oreo cookies or slices of bread. I did that for quite some time, but at some point my mind told me, no, mate, this is not the way to go. You have to be honest. You have to be more honest. Don't try to fool yourself. So at some point I just wrote down every single item in one lane, and the list shrunk and shrunk and shrunk. Less lines were taken up. At some point I of course had to do something differently because all those papers that I stapled together, they were getting a bit ugly, so I got notebooks. I found the first notebook somewhere in my room. It was this one. This is an old one, just Galleria edition. This is a popular like big shop. They've got everything if you want it. Basically almost every time overpriced, but you always find something. So this is an old one of theirs. I wrote down everything on that. We can actually take a look at my first note that I put in here regarding my food schedule. You can see right here, this is the date, this is the starting weight, this is the exercise. You can ignore that. And this is all the stuff that I've eaten in one day. And you can see here the numbers that I put in front of everything. I did that for quite some time actually. We can see it all the way through here. It did work, but like I said, at some point I had to quit that because I was still not doing all that great. You can see here, when I got into the notebooks, I was at 83.3 kilograms. I was doing well. So I went through a couple of notebooks since, and currently I will show you my current notebook and my current food schedule, my food diary. And here you can see I only write down what I eat in one day. Here is the date, here is the starting weight. You can see here 72.1, 72.4. The start of that, no weight taken, 75.5. 74, 73.1, 73.4. Yeah, sometimes I forget to weigh myself in the morning because I've, got things to do. I sleep in often because I don't sleep well. Yeah, sometimes I forget about it, but most of the time I keep up to the discipline. And you can see right there from the start of doing the notebooks with some fluctuation. I'm now a well-weighed person, as you could say. And the thing about it is I've come down to 8 lines of, items basically. You can see here, this is a frozen pizza that I had yesterday. This is a piece of like sweet bread. This is some cereal. This is a double muffin, so small items. I can still put a double in front. This is, this is a slice of bread with mortadella. This is a pizza, mozzarella e peperoncini. I actually did that myself. It was quite good, my DIY pizza. So that's what I'm doing since, and it's working wonders. Now the weird thing about this is that I can eat anything in one day as long as I stay within the 8 line limit. I don't really gain any weight. I have since not exceeded, I think, 76 or 77 kilograms throughout these years since I'm doing this. It's good reason. It's good reason to share this little method of mine, because I think this could really help people who've got trouble losing weight and who think they are overweight, especially when you are in the obesity range. I think I was in it for a short period of time, and trying to get rid of that excess mass is a good thing. So this is the notebooks, writing down everything you eat. This is the method that I would actually recommend. It is very cheap. You do not even have to buy these. You can use these calendars that you get as giveaways. It doesn't matter if there's 1999 written on the front of it. You write down the date yourself. It doesn't matter. So, and the only thing you need other than that is a pencil. And I'm currently using up these old Faber-Castell pencils from school quite some time ago since I bought these. I never used a pencil that is this short. Which is a plus, like you can get your own experiences while doing so. So, the second method, like I said, this is the one I would recommend. It doesn't require you to buy anything fancy. It doesn't require you to join a Weight Watchers club. It doesn't require you to buy a gym membership. Of course, you should do some exercise, but I'm not the right person to tell you that you should, because I don't do it myself. I just lost weight my way with these. And I think you can too. If I can do that with my low willpower, I think anybody can. It takes a bit of discipline, but the great thing about this method is that there is no public shaming behind it. You've got your own little food diary that you keep to yourself. If you are outside, if you are eating with colleagues, or if you are at college and are in the cafeteria or something, people are on their phone all the time. You don't have to take your notebook with you. You can just take your phone with you, and you can write down your notes in a notepad app. I use Google Keep for that. It's got this little drop-down feature where you can, tick off individual things. I use that one for that. So everybody's on their phone anyways. So if you just write down what you ate just a few minutes ago, nobody will notice. And it's not going to be an awkward thing to explain. Unless you want to, of course. I personally do not have a problem with that. I like to talk about it because I think it's something that people who want to lose weight maybe should know about. I would have loved to see a video like this a few years ago telling me that I can do this way. And this can be a key for success. And I'm thankful that I did it. And I hope if you've tried anything else before, if you've tried literally everything you can think of, if you tried the protein shakes and going to the gym and all that and nothing has really worked, try out this method. Maybe it does, maybe it does. The only thing you need is a bit of dedication to actually lose weight, and you need a bit of discipline. But since you can keep all of this to yourself, this shouldn't be a problem. Your conscience is going to do the job for you, because you're going to feel bad if you cheat yourself with not noting down things, and if the list is too long, everything is going to settle itself, basically. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video, and if you want, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. If you've got questions, feel free to post them. I will try my best to answer them and help you with anything you want to know. Thanks again, and take care. Bye bye.